What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Franzo with Flex Training Systems, and today I'm going to be taking you through one of my bench workouts. I have a little bit more time on this video, so I can kind of go over a couple more points, whereas my deadlift video was pretty quick. Just under 4 weeks out now from the Arnold, so starting to get a little bit heavier. Here you can see me warming up with just the bar. I'll usually take it for 10-15 reps from multiple grips, just to make sure my elbows, chest, shoulders are good to go. I also, you guys will see here in a sec, take a second to kind of stretch my setup. What I mean by that, I'm going to try to arch a little bit more. I'm going to feel tension on my groin, grab the back of the bench and just kind of scoot up more, and sort of ease into it as I'm doing right there. And then we're just going to bump up to, I believe this is like 137. I like to keep my warm-ups pretty much the same as if I were using pound plates. I just find it more convenient. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing here, although I am using the fancy kilo plates for you guys. We are getting closer to the meet, so I definitely want to get used to the physics of those plates, how the bar whips when I pause on my chest. People ask me about those elbow sleeves that I'm wearing. They are simply just cotton, sleeves from McDavid, cheap. They're like $8. They don't give me anything. I've used them for literally years now. I have 2 pair that I switch between, and they do me right. If you bench in those SPD elbow sleeves or anything, pretty much anything at all that you wear on your elbows that's really compressive, like to where it's gonna want to stand up on its own. If you bench with a closer grip and you really get a lot of compression in the bottom of the bench, then you might want to be careful using them only in training, because on meet day you might be benching 5 kilos less than what you had anticipated. Bumping up here to like 220, I believe. So let's just take a look at what I'm doing here. I'm making sure my hands are set on the bar the way I want. I usually bench with the ring on my middle finger or in between my middle and my index finger. And then while my hands are on the bar, I scoot my butt closer to my shoulders. And you can actually see some daylight in between, like right where my belt is. I'm kind of hefty right now, so my arch doesn't look as good, but I can try to find old videos of me as a 93 many moons ago, and my arch is pretty much exactly the same. I'm just bigger now. My shoes that I'm wearing are the Adidas Powerlifts 2.0s. I find them very stable. They give me enough support for what I'm trying to do, but they're not too big like the big heels. Like, I just feel my butt is more likely to come up in the bigger heels, and they kind of hurts my knees when I bench in them. This is 275-ish here, so 2 reds. And I do bench with the belt. I'm using a 13mm Inzer. It's not as tight as I'm going to wear it on meet day. I will be benching with a best belt single prong on meet day because it helps me get tighter and arch harder. This is like 319 here for a quick double. Moving a little bit quicker now. I have no idea what Tina was trying to say. This is 363, or everything's going to be a pound heavy, so 364, because it is a 45-pound bar, not the 20-kilo bar, because that girl gave me a lift off, aka my girlfriend was using it. Bumping up quickly to 402 now. Really want to take my time on these. You want to pause the bar on your chest, let it come to a complete stop, and then press it up, because that's what you're going to get in competition. This is 430 here. This is my top set. This is the heaviest I've gone in about a month. Pretty happy with how this moved, all things considered. I am coming off of a pretty high volume block, so to be able to hit this is always a good sign. This is about 40 pounds off my best, which will come with the taper. Something to mention now here as we get into my down sets. I believe this is 347 or 348 with that bar. As I'm benching, my shoulder blades are back as far as I can get them, like as if I'm trying to squeeze a pencil between them. Arched, so my erectors and my lumbar are flexed. I'm actually squeezing the bar as hard as I can, and I try to feel the weight within the palm of my hands and my elbows as I lower it down to my chest. I do have tension on my groin. It's pretty difficult to maintain that tension throughout, but I feel that if you can get used to that and just learn to fight that tension and find that tension as opposed to kind of avoiding it, then you're going to be better off. A point that I would like to stress right now is that I am ridiculously uncomfortable doing these. Like, I want to say the last 3 reps of each one of these sets of 7 are just so unbelievably uncomfortable. Like, it is, imagine flexing every muscle in your body, throughout the entire set. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. As you can see, my butt doesn't move. I'm making sure that the bar comes to a complete stop on every single rep. This is how, if you work with me, this is how I want your pauses. It's hard. It's really freaking hard. It's not even fun. But on meet day, I never have issues. Ever. My butt doesn't come up. I don't have issues with long pauses. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll see that at the Arnold last year, my third attempt was 440. And I must, like, that pause must have been like 4 seconds. So if you're not used to, if you don't have a good setup, you're just going to get crushed by that. And shit happens. You don't know what kind of judging is going to be at the meet. You just have to come prepared, prepare for the worst, and you should be okay. So drop the weight a little bit on that last one to maintain the RPE that we're trying to satisfy. And here we are moving into close grip. Did 1 set with the belt, 2 sets without the belt. Obviously, I mean, you guys know me. I love benching with the belt. I feel way better with it than without. This is my close grip. For some people, this is their competition grip. This is just pinkies, just inside the ring. For me, that I like the close grip. It's one of my most valuable secondary movements when it comes to the bench press. Just increasing that range of motion, hitting the triceps and the inner pecs a little bit more. Definitely one of my favorite movements. As you can see, no belt here. And I did want to mention I am using the Gangsta 26 or 32 inch wraps. I am not sure. The longest one that's legal. I love them. I've been using them for years. You can crank them as hard as you want. They get really tight and they form to your hand. So I don't really have any problems with my wrist rolling or anything like that. If you know me, you know that I'm useless, absolutely useless without wrist wraps. I'm useless. I can't do anything. Everything hurts. My wrists are tiny little girl hand. I have tiny little girl hands, so these wrist wraps really make a difference, especially when it comes to heavy benching and squatting low bar, where you're going to be stressing your wrists. And yeah, just wrapping up the benching here, moving on to some, I guess you could call it fluff work, some tricep press downs. I don't do these always, but I do them at least once a week, depending on how I'm feeling. I might do them on a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Friday. Just depends how my elbows feel. Elbows felt okay, so we went ahead and hit them. I'm really trying to feel the medial head of my tricep as I kind of get towards the bottom, and then a stretch in the long head up top. You don't necessarily need to do this to have a good bench. I think it's good for injury prevention, and it can help kind of stimulate blood flow to that area, possibly helping aid the healing of any kind of tendonitis that you might be experiencing. So you don't want to really swing on these. I mean, I'm going to cheat at the end because these are going to start to burn out a little bit here. And just referring back to the bench press, something you want to really, like, I can't stress this enough, is your setup needs to be tight. You don't want any real movement. Maybe a little bit of your body kind of thrusting into the bar, but that's really all you want. The power in bench comes from your whole body. It's not just using your pecs, tris, and shoulders, but your entire body is helping support that weight. Think of it almost like a cannon mounted in the ground. You definitely want to just be as stable as possible to transfer as much force through the ground into the bar. And another thing I want to address is people talk about leg drive, and I don't want people to think that you actually need to have any movement in your legs. You basically want your legs to be as stable as possible so that you can, push as much weight without any kind of movement. If you're having movement, you can have timing issues, and that's going to definitely throw you off. So some face pulls here, just doing these for high reps, 12 to 20 reps. Hitting the rear delts, also kind of feel my traps a little bit. This is like prehab stuff, all these little movements. Looking at this video just makes me realize how short my arms are, which can explain my poverty deadlifts. But it's all good. We're just going to have to build a shit ton of muscle to compensate. So, yep, coming, to the end here. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this video. I do enjoy doing these. I think that they're very informative. I know that coming up as a lifter, I learned a lot from watching other lifters do these kinds of things, and they give me more time to kind of just break things down as we go through it. Thank you guys, for all the support, all the likes, comments, all that good stuff. If you guys have any, video topics or things you want me to address in the future, I already know you guys want to see the weight. You want me to talk about the weight cut. We can do that. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video.